Man hear my music and ask me when you write that. This one is for the brother with them called Stammer, where the man don't like being called Stammer. And him asked not to be called Stammer, so we don't call him Stammer anymore. We call him Maverick. But anyway, man asked me when you write that song there. He's talking about the song that's called Be Careful. You know what I'm saying? When you write that song there. I said, why? Why does it matter? Him say, may I ask you still, when you write it? He keeps on trying to find out when to write the song. So me say, why? You know, just tell me why you asked that. He said, because, you don't know, it sound old still, like one of them old time songs. It have a vibes to it, but it old. Let me ask you this. When you hear Dennis Brown, when you hear Cocoa Tea, when you hear, live the life you love, and love the life you live, and everything you want in life Jah will give. Ooh-wee. When you hear them song there, when you hear big ships sailing on the ocean, when you hear, you know me I say, Luciana sang them from way back in the day. When you hear all of these songs, do you ever listen to those songs and as soon as you hear them playing you think, damn, they're old? Do you ever put on a Bob Marley and you hear, stir it up, little darling? You ever said to yourself, oh, that old, that sound old? Here's the thing. The music we're making is called message music. You understand? So, shout out to everybody who's tuning in. This is another installment where we sit and actually talk about the music that we create. Now mind how me look. I just went out this morning, wake up 2:30 a.m., went to the gym, got some good physical workout in, and now we are here. Who sing that song there? Make a hit you, fit you, So we are trying to get fit. You understand? Because the journey is right ahead of us. And we will be out there with the music. We soon touch some stages on these things, man, and do some things out in the world with the music. We're building up right now. Just watch and see. And it's being put together very carefully this time around. Right? With that said though, the music we are making is message music. I don't know if because I do commentary on YouTube and I do stuff that like review dancehall music, or because I say that Vybz Kartel are my favorite dancehall artists, along with, you know, others. People just click to that and say, I'm supposed to do dancehall music. To me, there's a difference between dancehall and reggae music. I know in a time gone by there was no difference because dancehall used to be the place, the building in the hall where dancehall music, reggae music would play. And anything that played under the reggae banner was considered dancehall music because it was played in the dance hall. But I think over time that has changed. And the genre of dancehall branched off from reggae and has now clearly defined itself over time. So we have to split the genre now. So I don't do dancehall music. I've always described dancehall versus reggae as something like reggae is dignified. Reggae is respectful. If you have two sisters, reggae is the sister where keep her hair covered most of the time. She can let out her locks or her hair still, her natural hair, but she not go cream and perm down and put on wig and come out and skin out in a short skirt and ray and video light, and that is not reggae. That is not reggae. She's more dignified. Her skirt has a length to it, or her body is covered. You can't see up under her when time she sit down. Because she not sit down and spread her leg them open. Her breasts and drop out her clothes. You can't see her nipples and them thing there. She not outside naked in a G-string. That is not reggae. Reggae is covered. Now, dancehall on the other hand, dancehall is unruly. Big up to Popcorn. Dancehall no have no behavior. You know what I say? And big up to Vybz Kartel. Dancehall still can't stall because it's something that the people, it's a vehicle for the people and them use it to do all kind of good things out of it. I mean, let's talk about the good, right? So you have reggae and you have dancehall. My music belong over which part reggae is. I made a conscious decision to make music that I can hear my children sing and I can feel proud. I can feel like, okay, I don't have to hide the lyrics. You ever be listening to some music, your personal playlists in the car, and then your children are in the car, for those of you who have children, and then you hear a dung in your throat and you feel like, yo, and change that or turn it down or play something else, because I don't play nastiness in my children's ears. I don't molest my children's brain with that friggery. However, I do listen to it myself because I'm a balanced person. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. I don't feel the need to be 100% of anything. However, as far as the music goes and the music that we are making, we make a kind of music where it come with a message. You understand? So every song I'm going to hit you with some kind of message. Right now, we have Be Careful that's out. If you listen to the words of Be Careful without music, you know how that song came about? Jah know me say be careful of the message that you send when you sing. Burn out all bad vibes and negative feelings. And I don't care what color of the skin that you're in. No love for one another, then a sin that you're in. Jah nah open the gates and Jah nah let you in. Watch love conquer hate, that means say love shall win. Strictly love we a deal with pon this roots rock rhythm. And I tell a cooking at the roots rock kitchen. Watch how me sit down pon the rhythm like a tire pon a rim. Blessings overflow, that mean it full to the brim. And no bird in the sky can fly with one wing. Like every queen of earth, she deserve one king. Hey, Babylon, make me tell you something. A love we a deal with and a joy we a bring. Hey, you hear the words in the song? I was sitting around and I'm saying to myself one day, I listen to some big gun pop out and slap gunshot in a boy face and marrow fly gun pan wall, and I said to myself, say, I'm enjoying this. It make me feel aggressive, like I want to go to the gym and go do some workout and go up on a strong run and fit up myself. And then I said, but me I got internalize this. And then I said, at the same time when I was thinking that, I said, yo, the murder rate in Jamaica right now was too high. I think that year we did like 1,300 and something murders. Imagine 1,300 plus people murdered in a 12-month span. Just murder, you know. I'm not talking about anybody who died from car accidents, vehicular accidents. I'm not talking about anybody who aged out and died of natural causes. I'm not talking about people who died of diseases and died of any kind of sickness, illness, heart attack, you know, stroke, diabetes, complications, etc. I'm just talking about straight murder. And 99% of those were by guns. So I'm looking at my homeland, my country, my birthland, Jamaica, while I'm listening to this gun song and slap gunshot in a boy face and the marrow fly gone pan wall or up there, so with the pigeon and the bird them are flying at the air. And I was like, yo, this sound like we're writing a soundtrack where we're celebrating our demise, and we're writing a song to celebrate our demise, because people are listening to it and then they're becoming callous or non-caring to how the murder rate is rising, because the music is helping to desensitize them, because them hear it every day. You see, when you're in a place where you hear constant killing, murder, it becomes naturalized, normalized over time, right? And I became conscious of that, and I was like, then I was doing reviews of different, this is before Vybz Kartel came out of prison, right? I was doing reviews of different dancehall artists, because I said to myself first, I wasn't going to do any more reviews on SouFLoTV, my other channel, of any dancehall songs that had to do with guns and murder or shooting and killing, because I'm a part of the machine that's helping to push and promote the soundtrack to our demise, right? When I did that, I stopped doing reviews. And then 2 years passed, I didn't do any reviews. I stayed true to it. And then I started saying, I don't remember what went on. I think it was a clash. A clash happened with some prominent artists. I don't remember if it was Chronic Law versus some other people or something. One of them clash that happened. So I got excited and jumped back in the clash. But if you know anything about dancehall and dancehall clash, a whole heap of gun talk and, you know. So here I am back in it again. And I said to myself, yo, let me start doing reviews on some new artists that's coming out around this time. So I went to go look of some new dancehall artists who are carry the swing at the time, who are do them thing at the time, blowing up big. And all I kept hearing was like dung in a throat and this heavy sexual talk that almost sound like rape and molestation. And then, you know, the coercion part of it. Because you got to remember that there's a lot of young girls and boys who are listening to this, right? And you're over-sexualizing them brain. Just like how them can go and Google and porn just pop up in front of them, and your children who with a smartphone start seeing things that you're not even ready to explain to them yet. Some of the things they're seeing you have never done in your life as a grown adult who have a family to take care of, but them already exposed to it. So I'm seeing this through the music and I'm thinking, damn, everybody I come out a ton gunman, like every song is about gun killing, bad man, this and my gun. And I said, yo, we need somebody to change this narrative, right? That's where the lyrics came from. When I said, Jah know me say be careful of the message that you send when you sing. Be careful of the message that you send when you sing. Burn out all bad vibes and negative feelings. And then of course we are talking about unity. And I don't care what color of the skin that you're in. No love for one another, then a sin that you're in. If you can't love one another and you're not loving one another, you're living in sin. You know, Bob Marley did say one time, if you wake up and you quarrel every day, you're saying prayers to the devil, I say. Oh, you just cannot live in that negative way. If you know what I mean, make way for a positive day. 'Cause it's a new day, and it's a new time. Yes, it's a new season. I may say, yo, that's stuck in my brain, you know. If you wake up and you quarrel every day, you're saying prayers to the devil, I say. Imagine that. So how about wake up and be joyful? Wake up and be thankful. Wake up and be full of gratitude. To be blessed with the present, to live to see another day, to have another opportunity to be the best version of you that you can be. Like a lot of people never made it to this day that you are taken for granted. Like you're going to have these days forever. So you know, to them you're going to just wake up and disregard, say I am blessed to be here, and just get up and just quarrel and vex with people and just, you know, warmongering and that keep that kind of spirit. And I said, yo, now that is message music. And that is why Mr. Marley can't come off of the charts. And that is why, because hear them lyrics there. If you wake up and you quarrel every day, you're saying prayers to the devil, I say. No, you just can't live in that negative way. If you know what I mean, the man said make way for a positive day. That means you have to let go off of them something there. So in that saying is how I come up with the lyrics for that song that you hear now. Listen to Be Careful. Listen to Be Careful. So Be Careful is doing good. It's on the channel. And another thing about doing this music thing is people are in this bubble and this world where the internet is who them think run things. So if you don't have 1 million views on the internet, then you are a nobody doing nothing. And the truth of the matter is some of the biggest artists them don't have those big numbers on YouTube and these other places. I'll give you an example of one person. Capleton. Father Capleton, fireman. Capleton tour constantly, gone do some big show. So Capleton now do no little small club round and no corner, and him career no fizzle up and sizzle up. The fire there is ever burning. And I watch those people whole career. You know what I mean? And people would Lord, them not listen to Capleton, them not play Capleton music in a dance hall again and in a party again and these kind of things. Then move on to just beer, you know, where them inner. Not fault them still, but if you follow that, you would miss the point that he's burning down some big stage somewhere today around the world. Him the Yassa, him the Dust. Capleton tour out the whole world and with reggae music and reggae vibrations and Rastaman vibration and still bringing the message and the music still to this day. So, and Sizzler, another one. And I can go on and on about those who command big stages and spread message across hundreds of thousands and thousands of people, and millions of people end up getting the vibrations and seeing it, and they are not the one who is so-called trending. So don't make the internet fool you. You know, we released Be Careful. Be Careful, the first day when it was released, I saw 600 and something views. I said, okay, somebody I watch, right? The next day, I went on the road with my children. 2 days later, I went on the road with my children, go drop my son off them to university. And by the time I reach, I see 600 and something turn to like 2,000 and something. I said, good, people are watching. I mean, I know when me turn around and look again, I see 6,000 or something. And I said, damn, people are watching. I gone from the 2,000 to 6,000 or something. I got like 4,000 something views overnight. And then it went from that, I see the next 8,900 and something or something like that. I don't know where it's at as I'm doing this video right now. But that music will continue to climb as people continue to watch it. And people are scared of starting something new and building something from the ground up. You know, when a person tells me say my music sound old, me don't know how to take that. I'm not offended, but I want people to know, say, I'm not trying to be with the hip happening, new, trending kind of something, because trends fall off. With the year I do some music, some message music that will outlast even us. When I'm long gone, these music will play. Right? I have a song that's coming out next. Matter of fact, let's talk about this one. Let's stick to this for now. So be careful. When you hear my daughter singing the lyrics to this, right? It makes me feel good. As you can see in previous videos I've put up on this channel, me in the studio, the recording studio, and me youth them in the recording studio with me. My daughter is 6. She just turned 6. And my son Kai is 8. Malani 6, Kai is 8. And I had my 2 other sons there with me, Jaden and Kosi. Now I'm more concerned about the 2 little ones them. So you could imagine if I was in there, have the children them in the studio with me. Cause I like carry my children them, go show them what daddy I do. So they know that I'm not mixed up in no foolishness and friggery, and I'm not taking time away from them to go do no foolishness and no nastiness. You understand? These things inspire them as little children. Who knows? My daughter has a beautiful singing voice. So she seeing me in a recording studio, that might even spark something in her where she says, yo, my dad makes good conscious music with clean lyrics that he could play anywhere around my friends, around their parents, around me. I could sing the lyrics in school and nobody would have to say, I'm calling your parents. That is derogatory. Where did you get that type of language from, Malani? You know what I mean? When I hear her sing the lyrics, it make me feel good. Because that's what we're here to do. Now, we have a song, a next song that's coming out, that's called Be Yourself, right? Now is the time to know yourself. Be yourself, you can't be anybody else. Health and strength I pray, Jah guide thy night and day. Man a ragamuffin, treading on the King's highway. No sleeping, wait till you hear that one day. That one day I got bad. This weekend, we're in the studio finalizing that one, and then we're going to go through all the legalities of putting it out there and then make the video for it. And we're going to drop the song first, and then we're going to drop the video back at that later, just like how we did Be Careful. But that song, I'm actually thinking of putting my daughter on the hook, because I'm dropping her to school one morning and she in the back seat of the car. I'm here, now is the time, in our little voice, you know. Now is the time to know yourself. Be yourself. You can't be anybody else. Yo, when my youth I go school, I sing, now is the time to know yourself. Be yourself. You can't be anybody else. You think that message is not reverberating? You think that message ain't vibrating through our whole being the entire day? Nobody can take her and turn her into what they want her to be, because our foundation is from home. Be yourself. You can't be anybody else. Some adults need to hear that, because a lot of us have spent our whole lives being somebody else, or being what version of us we think that people like and want to see. How many of you watching this right now can honestly say you are yourself 100% of the time, all the way through? Not many. And if you say that, you're probably lying to yourself, because a lot of the time you have to end up pretend to be somebody else to fit into different circles and to communicate with different people and these things. But now is the time. You understand? To be yourself. Be yourself, man. You can't be nobody else. Know yourself. Now is the time. That one is forwarding soon. Couple of questions I get. Somebody say, oh, I'm going to be here for the dreadlocks. When the dreadlocks start to grow and you have a whole heap of locks. My friend, we've been down that road already. We grew out the dreads already. We tried 7 years with it. No shaving, no lineup, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? And then we realized it's time to step and take a different step. And we did that. So there will be no dreads. However you see the hair is how you see the hair. We are not defined by dreads or no dreads. A lot of people have this misconception that if you do reggae music, then you have to have dreadlocks. Barrington Levy don't have no dreadlocks. Shiddly diddly whoa. Barrington Levy music will live on forever. His catalog is big. He don't have no dreadlocks. And he never had dreadlocks. You know what I mean? Morgan Heritage sang, you don't have to dread to be Rasta. This is not a dreadlock thing. We are talking about a divine conception of the heart, not the dreadlocks upon your head. So some people get it misconstrued and twisted. Listen, if you took your Nazarene vow, the vow of the Nazarite, and you say that's what you're upholding, then you're going to need your dreadlocks, because you're not supposed to cut and shape up nothing. But if you are not of that, you grow your locks if you want to grow it, and you don't have locks if you don't want to have it. You know? I'll give you a joke. When I sat and watched one of these, I tell people this all the time. There was a show that was keeping a reggae show, and it was advertised as Protege and the Indignation Band. Them time the Protege they just forward pan the scene about a year deep or so. I don't know. And they were like blowing up the place. And I say, yo, this is close to my home in Florida, USA. They're about to perform. I say, I can't miss this. I have to go. When I got there, I saw Protege as the opener and a group named Soulja as the headliners. So I'm like, Protege them, authentic Jamaican big reggae star, who are they opening up for? Some group named Soulja who I don't even know. Soulja should be opening up for Protege. That's what I said to myself. I said, alright, I'm going to stay and see how the show goes. I'm going to tell you something. 99.9% of the thousands of people that showed up for that show were Caucasian people. And then when I saw Soulja, the band, come out with all the members, they have no melanated people in their band. I just bare white people up on the band, Soulja. And their version of reggae is like a fusion version. And I'm like, okay, they're putting their own twist on reggae, but this I know, feel authentic reggae, the way how we know it, like roots rock, old time, old school, or even new school if you want to put a twist on it. But I, feel the same. That's what I was telling myself, right? Anyway, the show was good. Protege them, come on, perform. Everything was good. Years went by, and next thing I'm watching the Grammy, and who wins Best Reggae Album of the Year? Soulja. Soulja. Them don't have no dreadlocks. I never hear them up there and say, Jah, Rastafari, Wally Emmanuel. I never heard them say any of that. So, the misconception, reggae music gone big, reggae music gone global, reggae music gone far beyond which part Mr. Marley and the rest of the man them put it out there, and the woman them put it out there, and it started from, and then it grew and grew. Now it out there, so it's universal now. They have different, you have reggae in different languages. You have people who do their own version of reggae, and they're not Rasta, and they don't adhere to any Rasta teachings or anything like that. So when people ask me which part your dreadlocks there, I'm telling them you don't need dreadlocks to be Rasta. You don't need dreadlocks to win a Grammy. You don't need to come from Jamaica to even do reggae music, to book big shows and make a living off of this music that you... Now for me, it's different for me, because a Clarendon I come from. I am a Jamaican, born, raised Jamaican, whose both parents Jamaican, whose grandparents on both sides Jamaican, whose great-grandparents on both sides Jamaican. So reggae music in my bone, you understand? And I grew up listening to it. I understand the foundation of it and the fundamentals to it and all these other things and the cultural aspect of it and these things. I understand the sacred part of it and the reverence that it's supposed to get and these things. So when I look at it now and I'm doing it, I don't want nobody come tell me about you have to have dreadlocks. And you know, don't let anybody define you. And don't let anybody define your version of what reggae is. So plain and simply put, what you're hearing when I do music is my version of what reggae is. Sometimes y'all gonna hear some songs where speed up fast but are still reggae. And then you're gonna hear some of them do that are very slow, and then you're gonna hear different tones, cause sometimes the voice low, sometimes the voice I go high, sometimes the voice raspy, sometimes the voice I go a bit more. Is the vibe and when I record it and how I have to instrumentize my voice then to bring across a message and the melodies, and that's what we're doing with it. So please don't look for me to sound like anybody else. If I end up sounding like somebody, then it's just so it go. If I end up sounding like a bunch of different people, it's because I pull inspiration from a bunch of different people. I'm not the first person on the face of the earth, and I'm not the first person to have done reggae music, and because I grew up listening to it and a lot of it throughout my lifetime, of course, whether up front in my mind or in the subconscious part of my mind, you are influenced. The crazy thing, you ever hear an artist say, nobody no influence me, I just do my own thing. How can you say nobody influence you? You pull influence from somewhere without even knowing that you done it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I have a style here where it's like spoken words / melodies / come I write, you know, and I write all these things. I write poetry, I write spoken word poetry, songs, and you know me, I said them kind of thing there. Baby girl, you know me love you. I place no one else above you. Only the most. Only the most. I pray to the God that created every human being, and my mama always told me to keep my heart clean, and my granny always said that we must love one another and treat every boy and girl like my sister and my brother. So I say no segregation and give the ghetto youths them rightful education, so they can have a future tomorrow, so them no have to beg, steal and borrow. Jaja we chanting words, sound and power for equal rights and justice. Every minute, every hour we chanting for freedom. Hold your head up high, get a youth better must come. And baby girl, you know me love you. I place no one else above you. Only the most. Only the most. You know, so the Most High come first in everything, and then my woman, and then the children, and a man, woman, and children, and but a God first. And that's how we do with it, people. I'm gonna cut this one short right here, so tell me if you like more of these sit and talks with SouFLoTvMusic. That is the name of the channel. Them call me SouFLo, right? The channel is SouFLoTvMusic, and we have a whole lot more to talk about when you're ready to talk again. All right, go and play Be Careful over and over and over, and get ready for the next song that's coming up along with the video. Give me some time, couple of weeks, but it will be here. We'll give Be Careful some time to, you know, marinate, and then we'll give you our next one. All right, leave your comments in the comment section below, and I'll catch you on the next video. I'm out. Peace.